WBAL-TV 11, this is breaking news.
All eyes are on Camp Small right now as the city fire department. I mean, this is history is being made tonight for this department and for this city as we deal with a fire of this size.
And this has been a wild day, especially for city leaders. You know, it was supposed to be a joyous one down at the fireworks at the Washington Monument, and we got word from them really that the fireworks wouldn't be able to go off because of the conditions. The conditions were right for a fire, and then we had 3 massive fires, including this one, which continues to burn. This isn't something that's just going to be tonight, like we said. This is an all-night thing because it's nothing but fuel. It's just a field full of fuel that just this fire's eating away. Now, we do see water being put on the flames.
Yes, we do, and that's something we were emphasizing to you earlier, right? That they're actually doing it right now even. So they are putting water on it, and they're doing that defensive attack that we talked about earlier. That's going from the outside, fighting it in, trying to keep it in place, contain it. But yeah, I mean, it's not that they're not trying. It's just, it's so large. I mean, it's just massive.
They discovered a rapidly evolving fire that was in a large pile of trees and logs in a large area that stages just that. Lots of trees, logs, stumps, and things like that. This has been a challenge because it's been a wind-driven fire. It's been very difficult for us to get out ahead of it. As such, we've encountered numerous problems, including brands being cast in the area that we've had to mitigate, as well as protecting the light rail system and the JFX. So at this time, this fire is not under control. However, as I said, we've gained an upper hand on this.
Those flames are way higher than those logs, and those logs are roughly sitting at 30 feet high, just to give you a little perspective.
One of the most telling sound bites from last night as we spoke to the fire chief, Tori Yorgi, asked, had he ever seen anything like this before in his career? And his answer was an emphatic no. This is a man who has worked years in the fire service, and this was unique to him. The flames were high, they were intense, and we could only get but so close as they tried their best to keep these flames from spreading.
Now, fanned by 50-mile-an-hour winds, the chief says it turned into one of the most challenging experiences he's ever had.
And they continue to apply a lot of water in there just to keep the embers down. I believe this will likely continue to smolder for a couple of days. We're still very challenged by the wind and our firefighters, as well as by the cold weather. We have a lot of ice down there.
As the smoke cleared around dawn, fire crews brought in heavy equipment to help locate hot spots and remove debris. Front end loaders, an excavator, and bulldozer helped to create a containing ring around the fire. Mayor Scott toured the area and thanked fire crews from keeping the fire from spreading to other areas.
Critical infrastructure seems to have no damage. That is a huge thing for all of us, and we also are very happy that we don't have a major injuries to any of our personnel.
We've covered fires before. This doesn't compare to anything we've covered before, whether it was a house fire or industrial fire. The heat from it was crazy, the response to it was crazy, and then when you looked at it, like I had a hard time believing they'd be able to put it out. It was an intensity of a fire I've never seen before. It's such a hot fire. It was so dry in that area, and then the wind was a big thing that night. So with all the things around it, there's a community behind it, there's a wooded area behind it. Like the thought that I had was, well, what's gonna go next?
That was crazy. I'd never seen a fire that big before. I mean, like the flames were going up so high in the air, and it was just spreading on both sides, and you could see some of the wood that was being burned, and it kind of like collapsing on itself. So pretty surreal to watch.
It was huge. We were a little scared because it seemed to be so close. And things are so dry nowadays.
I was worried that it might spread to the neighboring communities. You know, it was a huge fire.
New York City Mayor Eric Adams called Luigi Mangione a, quote, strong person of interest in the murder of Brian Thompson, but he did not officially name him as the suspect. Police arrested Luigi Mangione in Altoona, Pennsylvania.
Or we have learned that Luigi Mangione has been charged with the murder of the United Healthcare CEO in New York City.
We had been following the developing news all day that Mangione had been identified as a strong person of interest, and he's now a suspect. We also found out that Luigi Mangione is from Towson, whose family ties run deep in the Baltimore area.
The 26-year-old who was walking into a courthouse tonight was the valedictorian of the 2016 class at the Gilman School in Baltimore.
The class of 2016 has been coming up with new ideas and challenging the world around it.
This is video of Luigi Mangione back in 2016 at the Gilman School.
The students characterized our class as inventive, in both imagination and initiative.
It's just so shocking and does not really track with what I thought he was as a person.
Freddie Leatherberry says that he was in the same graduating class with Mangione in 2016 and is still trying to wrap his mind around the situation.
I can tell you that this is one of the last people you think would do something like this. You know, he was one of the nicest kids, most friendly kids that I had known at Gilman.
Leatherberry says that Mangione was at the top of his class academically and was well known around school.
Nothing came off weird about him. He had great friends. He had a lot of female friends as well. He was a relatively unassuming kid. He was down to earth. He was smart, well-adjusted socially. He was at least a two-sport athlete. From what I can remember, and he really had everything going for him.
Police say they found 3 pages, less than 300 words total, when Mangione was arrested. Here's an excerpt of what they found. Quote, "To the feds, I'll keep this short because I do respect what you do for our country. To save you a lengthy investigation, I state plainly that I was not working with anyone." It goes on, "I do apologize for any strife or trauma, but it had to be done. Frankly, these parasites simply had it coming." Now that same fire as law enforcement walked him to a Pennsylvania courtroom.
And it's completely out of touch, and it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people and lived experience.
Moments later, a judge would deny him bail. He would then fight extradition to New York, and his lawyer saying after the hearing his client deserves a fair trial. Mangione's family saying in a statement that they were, quote, "shocked and devastated by Luigi's arrest," and said their prayers are now with the Thompson family.
Mangione is a name that's well known and well respected in northern Baltimore County. Luigi is the son of Lou and Kathleen Mangione. Lou took over his father Nicholas's real estate empire, including hayfields and Turf Valley country clubs, the Lorien Health Network of nursing homes, and a local radio station. Those businesses all fall under the umbrella of Mangione Family Enterprises. The Mangione family is also known for philanthropy and supporting many local healthcare organizations like GBMC.
David Jaros is a law professor at the University of Baltimore School of Law. Jaros thinks that prosecutors are probably looking at a pretty strong case.
It looks like they'll have pretty overwhelming evidence. Now, I say this not having seen the evidence myself and not knowing what issues could come up, but at the moment it doesn't seem like there's a question as to whether or not he was the one who pulled the trigger and that he planned to do it.
When it comes to the defense, Jaros says
it's still early in the case, but the evidence seems relatively strong. It sounds like they found writings that were suggestive that he was focused on this and may have admitted guilt in essence. And so I think the real question is just going to be whether or not the defense can develop the kind of backstory that makes it appropriate to get a plea offer.
Now, of course, this is all still in the early stages. Jaros says that there's still so much to learn in this case. There's still much more to learn about Mangione, and what they discover could help shape this all moving forward. Reporting live here in North Baltimore, Kyrie Stewart, WBAL-TV 11 News.
Throughout 2024, WBAL-TV 11 News was here.
Reporting on the stories impacting you most.
From the moments of celebration.
Touchdown Ravens!
To the moments where time stood still.
The Key Bridge has collapsed.
This is something that will definitely go down in history.
And the times we witnessed communities coming together.
We are Maryland tough and we are Baltimore strong.
We were here.
And the National Weather Service has issued a warning.
Tracking severe weather, alerting you first to the storms that left an impact.
Taking you closer to breaking news from an exclusive angle with Baltimore's only news helicopter.
Bringing the world stage to you.
At the Paris Olympics, I'm Jason Newton.
Guiding you through a presidential election unlike any other.
Donald Trump is elected to become the 47th president.
And helping your family make informed decisions here at home. As the new year unfolds,
we will be right here, providing trusted, relevant reporting on the stories that shape our lives here in Maryland.
We are WBAL-TV 11 News.